Howdy, everybody. We're going to take a look at the Marvel's Midnight Suns gameplay unveil from Firaxis. I'm very excited about this, so let's go ahead and jump into this and see what this is going to be all about. I've always been a big fan of the XCOM games. And so Firaxis decided, hey, we're not going to make XCOM 3. Instead, we're going to make a Marvel game. Now, I believe they have been out there on Twitter saying that it's not really going to copy any of the, like, formulas of XCOM. So I guess we'll see exactly what this is and how is it a strategy game and all that fun stuff. There was a trailer that we got to see of this back like a week ago. So the main character, which is the character in the center here, is actually a character you get to customize and make. And then from there, you have a bunch of, like, normal Marvel people in your party. As you can see here, Ghost Rider, Blade, Iron Man, Wolverine, Captain America, Doctor Strange, and the rest of the crew. All right, here we go.
Now our nightmares have come for us, and she must awaken.
Metallica.
If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who are you gonna call? Marvel's Midnight Suns! What's up, everybody? My name is Joshua Yale, and yes, I know that wasn't the answer you were expecting.
This is also being presented by IGN.
You've seen the big reveal of Marvel's new turn-based RPG game from Firaxis and 2K Games. The upcoming game features Earth's mightiest heroes teaming up with Earth's spookiest heroes to take on the supernatural forces of evil. But what you may have not
there's
seen
actually
is
some
actual
new
gameplay of Midnight Suns, and that's what we've got for you right here on IGN.
Okay.
So we've got a trailer showing off the first gameplay footage of Midnight Suns and an in-depth breakdown from the developers on how the game mechanics work. So let's get to it with the gameplay revealed trailer for Marvel's Midnight Suns.
How long was I in that crypt?
So this is the trailer we've already seen, I think.
No more than a few centuries.
Centuries?
No, this is new.
And what of Lilith?
Fallen by your hand. Until now. You were
Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange,
missed.
Blade.
Whatever caretaker put you through back in the day did a real number on you.
I know where the sun rises.
We got a lot of work to do.
I know where the sun sets.
I'm actually not familiar with Lilith as like a Marvel bad guy.
Of course. Caretaker has reformed the Midnight Suns.
I know where the sun rises.
About time.
You're a Midnight Sun now. One of us.
At the end, we're gonna go back and we're gonna like pause on some of these moments here.
Let's go.
Have dialogue options. So here's the turn-based combat, but it's also like card-based. I mean, obviously, XCOM is turn-based as well. I wonder if it's gonna have the XCOM like percentage to hit thing.
There's blood on the horizon, but I don't break a sweat. 'Cause I know where the sun rises, and I know where the sun sets.
Welcome back! And now that you've had the appetizer, it's time for the main course. And we are serving up a 6-minute gameplay explainer from the Firaxis team to walk you through Midnight Suns tactical RPG gameplay in much greater detail. This won't just be Marvel's XCOM, my friends. Feast your eyes on this.
But yeah, I was gonna say there's a couple of characters on the team that I'm like unfamiliar with. And apparently one of them is like a, from one of the TV shows.
Gaming's greatest
Like an
strategy
Inhuman.
and tactics experts have teamed up with the world's greatest storytellers to create a new AAA experience unlike anything before it. Welcome to Marvel's Midnight Suns. This new tactical RPG from Firaxis is set in the darker side of the Marvel Universe, packed with a deeply customizable tactical battle system that rewards clever thinking with superhero flair. An epic, supernatural story that brings you face to face against the demonic forces of the underworld. A deep role-playing experience where you get to live among Marvel legends and the first customizable original hero from the Marvel Universe.
That's cool. I wonder how
As
many
darkness
powers
falls, rise up,
character player's gonna have.
Midnight Suns, and face off against an ancient prophecy foretelling the end of the world. After centuries of sleep, Lilith, mother of demons, has been revived by Hydra through a twist of
Dang
dark
it, Hydra.
magic and science. Lilith will stop at nothing to fulfill the prophecy of the Midnight Sun and bring back her evil master, Chthon. Alongside her is her army of Lilith, demonic forces who carry out her twisted will with fanatical devotion. Pushed to the brink by her return, the Avengers desperately revive a dark power of their own, the Hunter, a legendary hero, forsaken child of Lilith, and the only one known to have beaten Lilith before.
That's cool.
In Marvel's Midnight Suns, the player takes on the role of this new hero, who until recently lay peacefully in a centuries-long sleep, tucked away in a quiet crypt on the grounds of the Abbey, the secret headquarters of an organization known only as the Midnight Suns. For the first time in any Marvel game, the Hunter is a customizable original superhero, allowing you to live out your very own Marvel adventure.
That's cool.
But you won't be alone. Marvel's Midnight Suns features a legendary collection of heroes that span across the Marvel Universe, including the Avengers, X-Men, Runaways, and more.
Yeah, the
You'll
Runaways
see
are the
these
ones
heroes
I
in
know
a
nothing
new
about.
light as you develop relationships and strengthen your personal bonds outside the field of battle. Every hero has a completely unique set of abilities, ranging from damage-dealing attacks to life-saving skills to epic game-changing finishers. There are tons of unique costumes to unlock, skills to upgrade, and heroic team-ups that unleash devastating combo moves. With your superhero squad picked, it's time to start fighting back the forces of Lilith. Combat in Marvel's Midnight Suns is a cinematic tactical affair that rewards clever thinking with superhero flair. The player controls a squad of 3 heroes and is dealt a random selection of hero abilities, like a hand of cards. These abilities offer a vast array of tactical choices that expand exponentially when combined with the battlefield itself. Shove, leap, and smash your way to victory using the environment to wreak havoc on your enemies. Send the bad guys face first into a wall, into each other, or just right over the edge. Victory requires a balance of smart tactical thinking and being able to read and react off the battlefield, as well as cultivating your friendships outside of combat and finding the right combinations of heroes and abilities.
Yeah, I've got to buff up Wolverine there.
Battles rage across iconic Marvel locations like Avengers Tower to Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum, from New York City rooftops to underground Hydra installations, from sun-bleached deserts to a hellscape dimension far beyond our own. When the fighting is done, the heroes return to the Abbey, a living hub that the player navigates in real time. experiencing for the first time in any Marvel game what it's like to not just fight alongside beloved Marvel heroes, but to live alongside them as well. The Abbey offers hours of rewarding exploration, gameplay, and story for the player to enjoy. There's even a few lovable, if unique, pets. Get to know your favorite Marvel heroes through careful conversation and shared time together through daily activities. Take a stroll with Tony Stark on the Abbey grounds, or practice meditative yoga with Magic. The choice is yours, but choose wisely, because every hero has their own preferences. Developing deep friendships can unlock powerful rewards in combat and in the Abbey. Use the spoils of battle to earn new abilities for your heroes down in the Forge. Upgrade current hero abilities out in the yard under Blade's watchful eye. Find new hero ops and missions in the War Room with Captain Marvel, and much, much more. When ready, it's time to choose a new mission. Choose your squad of heroes and return to battle. The enemy may grow more powerful with
That looks
every
like
fight,
something out of
but the
XCOM
hunter
2.
and the heroes will rise in power to meet them, because that's what true heroes do.
Is that all we're getting?
Nice job out there, kid. I mean, I didn't get Hydra bombed until my 10th run with the Avengers.
Kid? You do know that I'm a good 3 centuries older than you, right?
Whoa, did you see that? The combat mechanics revolve around cards. Good thing I don't go anywhere without my trusty dual disc. Except the airport. This thing does not make it through security. So you probably want to know just how the card system works. And
Sure.
You're probably itching to know all the ways you can customize your main story character, the Hunter. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this segment where the Firaxis developers talk more about the dark sorcery behind it all.
Marvel Midnight Suns from the team of Firaxis will have favorites like Wolverine, Blade, Magix, and Captain Marvel fighting back demons of the underworld with some help from Doctor Strange and an all-new original customizable hero, the Hunter. Firaxis director Jake Solomon has joined us today to tell us a few more details about this new tactical RPG. Jake, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you very much for having me. I can't believe I'm actually talking about this game to somebody. So yes, sorry if I'm a little fired up right now.
No, fired up is good. We like fired up. There's probably no bigger property in the world today than Marvel. No pressure. How'd you come to work on such a big universe as the Marvel universe?
I mean, it was, so this is like a dream project for me and a lot of members of the team, but it wasn't something that we had really thought about. It was actually Marvel that approached us because they were fans of XCOM, which is the game we were doing before. And sometimes you hear that, and you don't know whether they, people say, oh yeah, I loved XCOM. But the first call I had with the Marvel team, they had like an executive vice president on the call, and he had very specific feedback for me about like the finale mission of XCOM, and a bunch of people were chiming in. So they were true fans, which was awesome. So we knew that we were going to partner our gameplay expertise with their amazing narrative. So it felt like a match made in heaven.
So the game shares a name with the 90s comic series. Can you speak to the connections between your game and the source material?
Yes, they're deep. So that is my favorite comic book event from when I was reading comic books as a kid.
Read that comic back in the day?
Yeah, The Rise of the Midnight Suns. It's this awesome early 90s, like hair metal style supernatural event. It's probably the premier supernatural event in the Marvel comics. And it was something I grew up loving. It pulled together all the supernatural characters and had them fight this giant threat, which is Lilith, the mother of demons. And so we took that, like from the very beginning, when we started working with Marvel, we knew that was the story we wanted to tell. We wanted to go to a corner of the Marvel universe where we felt nobody else was at that moment, and it gave us our little space that we could tell our own story. And so, yeah, it's a comic that I and my narrative director both loved, and it's amazing. I recommend people check it out.
So you've gotten the chance to create your own original customizable hero, the Hunter. Can you tell us about what was that like creating this character, and what are the hunter's powers?
So this is one of those rare ideas that actually from the beginning when we were thinking about the design of this game, we always wanted to have a customizable character, something kind of new for the Marvel Universe, because we wanted the player to be able to put themselves into the game. A lot of this game is about not just fighting and combat, but also developing relationships with the heroes of your choice. The way you do that is by being the hunter. And so this hunter, they have a narrative connection because in our universe, they are actually the child of Lilith. But you can customize this character to look however you want, and you can customize how they play in combat as well. And that means you can channel light powers, which are a little more support, a little more buff, a little more healing, or you can channel dark powers, which are a lot more destructive, but they incur a cost on the hunter and the allies.
You slowly die.
I believe that you'll be making those connections at the Abbey, in between missions, go out on a mission, come back to the Abbey, chat with your fellow heroes. Can you tell us what players can expect to do in their own mystical base?
Yes, so the Abbey, again, it's an all-new location that we designed with Marvel, and this is where all the Midnight Suns come back after combat, just like you said. And so I think there's like two big fantasies. If you're a fan of Marvel, there's like two powerful fantasies. One is fighting in combat, having that epic, awesome Marvel combat. But the other fantasy is also seeing the heroes hanging out with each other, how they interact with each other. And so that's the other big fantasy we want to fulfill in the Abbey. So yeah, after you come back from missions, you can choose what hero you want to hang out with, and you could say, all right, Ghost Rider and I are going to play video games, or Doctor Strange and I are going to meditate on the cliffs, or Tony Stark and I are going to go lift weights. And so the player has a lot of different activities to choose from, and it's not just hanging out at night. You can join clubs around the Abbey, you can talk to the heroes during the day, and all these things have an impact on your relationships with these heroes and how you sort of form these friendships. And of course, those friendships have huge benefits in combat gameplay as well.
It's a Marvel dating sim.
You can become more than friends with, or is this hangout time strictly professional?
I totally get why you're asking that. I think that, in your mind, you can be whatever you want to be, but we're saying that you are just very, very, very close friends.
Whoa, okay.
It's PG-13.
The heroes that you've revealed so far include some very well-known characters from the Avengers, the X-Men, and the Runaways. Can you share any details on what sort of your versions of these iconic characters are, how they differ or not from the more established portrayals that people might be familiar with?
Yeah, that's important because some of these characters, as you said, Doug, they're really familiar. People know who Wolverine is. People know who Iron Man is, Doctor Strange, and that's okay for people to come into our story with that knowledge. But at the same time, this is an entirely new universe that we've created, and so we've kind of set up our own story. And so Tony Stark is still genius, billionaire inventor, but in our universe, he and Doctor Strange are being forced to work together, kind of this marrying tech to mystical, and they've got this very at odds relationship. But we're also introducing a lot of new characters. So characters that players may not be as familiar with, and that's exciting for us. So characters like Magic, who's an awesome New Mutant and X-Men character. Nico from the Runaways, which you mentioned. The new Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. I don't know if I'm so old that I don't know, do people know who Blade is anymore? Who doesn't know Blade? But maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some people who aren't as familiar with Blade. So for us, it's fun.
Well, they're going to be doing a new movie.
Have the established characters and pull them into this dark side of Marvel. It's fun to see the characters you know and love and put them in this situation where you never see them fighting demons, all these supernatural threats.
If people have forgotten about Blade, they're going to remember when the new Marvel Blade movie comes out. So your characters,
That's right.
You've already revealed some fan favorite characters. Is that roster going to continue to grow? Are you going to reveal more characters as we get closer to launch?
Yeah. We have 12 heroes in addition to the Hunter at launch. So we're going to definitely reveal more of those as we go on.
Got it. Looks like the heroes.
Okay, that's cool. I thought they were done.
Wearing new costumes. They look great.
I'm sure they'll add more through DLC.
Sort of practical purpose to the costumes that you've designed here?
Yes. So players are going to be able to unlock new costumes for their heroes, all of which unlock their ultimate ability, this legendary ability called their Midnight Suns ability, which for every hero is sort of battlefield changing. They unlock passives through that as well, but all of those things are fueled again by your relationship with those heroes. So if you want them to
that Iron
develop,
Man's pretty crazy.
The strongest,
his like chest light is
strongest
like
version
flaming.
of that character is one that the hunter develops relationships with.
So since we're going to be dealing with more mystical elements, supernatural elements, how does someone like Wolverine compete against an enemy like that?
Well, yes, that's exactly it. And that's what's kind of fun, is saying exactly like Wolverine or Iron Man or Captain America, what is it like when they have to fight demons? And so that's where they're kind of on their back foot when they meet this other team that is used to the supernatural, the original Midnight Suns. And so the idea is that the hunter is there to kind of pull everybody together. Our hunter is a legendary demon hunter in the Marvel Universe. And so it's up to the player to sort of lift everybody up and teach them how to face these supernatural threats.
Well, I'm very excited. I love your work on XCOM. I love the Marvel Universe. It seems like this is going to be chocolate and peanut butter together. Marvel Midnight Suns will be out in March 2022 across PC, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series
Sponsored
X
by
and
Red
S,
Bull.
Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Thank you so much to Firaxis for joining us today. We can't wait to see more.
So you're telling me we not only get to customize our own Marvel hero with powers of light and dark, but we also get our own little demon dog pet thing? I'd sell my soul to play this game. Not that Doctor Strange would approve, but who asked him anyways? So that is all we have for you today, and now we are dying to know what you thought of the first gameplay for Marvel's Midnight Suns. Let us know in the comments. Once again, I am Joshua Yale. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you next time right here on IGN.
So I'm going to go ahead and there's some shots in here that I want to take a look at. I will say, I think that looks really good. I've always been a big fan of the Firaxis games. All right, I want to pause. Let me back this up. I want to pause on one of these combat screens so we can really take a look at it here. So it'll be turn-based like XCOM or like a JRPG. And then you get to pick 2 heroes to come with you in addition to your hero. I wonder if they'll expand that, because in XCOM, when you start the game, you can only have like X amount of people on your team, like let's say 4. And then later on, when you're unlocking more stuff, you can like add 1 more, you can add 2 more. So I wonder if they'll do something like that. I wanted to jump ahead here. So, okay, just kind of looking at this here. A heal, a quick strike, and a strike. Oh, a stake, not strike. Now, this card here, it has a 22 here. I wonder what that 22 means. Not unless that's the attack. That's probably what it is. This probably represents the attack. And I'm assuming the 3 is an indicator of the cost of the card. And I think we'll get to see more of that here in just a minute. So, dialogue options, which is interesting. So, I'm assuming this is like a light, and this is a dark, and this is like a neutral. I wonder how that changes the game. Okay, so here's where I wanted to pause here for a second. Just to kind of look at this. So, I'm going to hide my camera here for a second. Or I can just do this for a second. So, it says Wolverine, 815 HP. The 30, I'm assuming, is his level. That's obviously his health bar. And then there's 2 things. There's a little circle and a pair of, like, feet. Not quite sure what that means. So, you have 3 mana, let's say. And then I'm assuming this says, like, heroism. This is probably your ultimate ability. So, Power Slash with like either doing 78 damage or like that's your power, knockback, apply a vulnerable. And we've seen stuff like that in games like Slay the Spire and other games. Now, some of these cards, like this one down here, has like a +1, but it appears like there's no card cost here. But then these have like a 2 and a 3, so it's a little bit weird. Because you would think all of the cards would have a cost. Or if the cost is 0, it would say 0, like most other card games do. So that's kind of interesting. So Wolverine has a green thing around him. That's probably because he's selected. Then he's like moving forward, but this is red. I wonder if he's out of movement here in this shot. And then these guys have symbols above their heads. Now this guy over here has a Wolverine symbol. What does that mean? All right, let's find a different... What is going on here? So I think it says single target there, even though it's kind of cut off. So it must mean that Wolverine is going to target this guy, and then he's going to knock back, and the yellow thing must represent the knockback into that explosive barrel. So Wolverine then charges the guy. So it's like, all right, we're playing Power Slash. He then knocks him back into the barrel. The barrel explodes. It says KO, so he's dead. All right. Now here, there's like all the indicators or all the interfaces gone. Doctor Strange, let's try this. Draw the last 2 attacks played +1. Yeah, +1 card to play next turn. So he's doing this ability. Okay, now all the interface came back up. Bleed. Deals attack damage to character at the end of their turn. So he's moving this little thing around. He just pulled the Reaper card. All right, what do we have here? So this is magic. So she's got 2 bubbles of heroism. 1 card plays. Now this one actually has a 1. Apply banish to an enemy or ally. Why would you want to do it to an ally? So again, they're moving this little targeting reticle here. Yeah, why would you want to banish an ally? Let me skip ahead here and see if I can find some more of that combat. Hold on, let's back up. Back up. I definitely like the idea of this. See, now this looks different. The interface is different here. 3 card plays, 0 move, 2 redraw. This is like off the screen. Oh, it's like zoomed in. Oh, that's weird. I wonder why they did that. Maybe there was something that they didn't want to show, so they had to zoom in. There's a curse attack. Killed that guy. All right, was there any more combat segments? Yeah, there was. Because I'm very curious as to exactly how this combat works. So that's what I'm really interested in looking at here. So here's our character, Hunter. I wonder if before, if that was like early interface and now this is current interface. But yeah, card plays, moves, redraws, items. Okay. She's got a 10 on the ultimate meter. So she's going to pull whip. Forceful knockback in any direction, discard a random card. So it just sent him in that direction, apparently at random. Although, hold on, if I back this up, she picked a direction though. So she like selects this guy. Oh, also a red key card mission. Okay. Now you see, she selected the guy and then it did a big AOE. I wonder if that's the random part of it. And then I wonder if the red line is where you get to pick though. Although it says random. Oh no. Sorry, I misread that. The forceful knockback is in any direction. The discard is the random part. So she's selecting the red line on what direction she wants this guy to fly. So she comes in, and he's gonna go fly that way. Actually, hold on. We know what I should do here, chat. I should just reduce the speed here. Let's like slow it down. That actually might be too fast still. Take me to 0.25. Okay, so let's stop here for a second. So this is Hunter again. Slash 55, attack, knockback, and then a +1. Now, you'll see there's actually, like, a cone here. And then, again, the yellow is the knockback, like, telling him where he's going to go. Oh, but then the red must be the blast radius of the barrel. So she pops that, knocks the guy back into it. I mean, visually, it's giving you, like, a lot of information, which is great. Captain America's doing, like, a big old shield run. All right, here's some more we can analyze here in a second. Okay, stop here. So this is Wolverine. Power slash, knockback, and apply vulnerable. So he selects that guy. He's selecting where the knockback is going to happen. There's the AoE of the blast barrel. And he just comes in there and blows everything up. For those who are just jumping in, we're running this in slow motion. Let me go back to this for a second. Yeah, again, interesting dialogue options. Reveal new abilities. I'm still not 100% sure what these +2, +1s are down here. I'll take it back to normal speed here. Oh, wait. Go back a second. They just showed something that I hadn't seen yet. So, okay. So, a quick is refund card played if target is killed. That's cool. And that's another big thing on the card games is they have like keywords and you have to figure out what the keywords mean. But yeah, cost to use abilities, I'm not sure. Some cards seem like they have an ability cost and some don't. So here, artifact study complete. Attack essence, heroic essence, skill, common blueprint, artifact bowl. So there's like items and stuff. I mean, XCOM did it a little bit different where you would research and you would get like money and parts that you would then put into making and or upgrading the things that you had researched. But then when you were out and about, you would also get components to upgrade the weapons that you would have. So here's like, this is the squad interface. Manage hero deck. No combo cards. Looks good. Looks very good. I'm actually wait. What did that say? I actually missed that before too. It said something about Sabertooth Wolverine something or other. What'd you say? Are they doing like another gameplay thing? That did flash and go away like very quickly. But like I'm trying to think, who would my like core team even be? Part of me wants to like go with some of the new characters like Magic just because I don't know them. Okay, so yeah, watch the Hunter, aka your character, and Wolverine take on Sabertooth, December 7th. Well, cool. We'll get to see some more info then. Also, I don't need to be floating anymore. So somebody in chat is asking, what are they going to do for like DLC and stuff? I would guess that they would probably copy the XCOM 2 formula. And XCOM 2 did... Hold on, let me skip ahead here. XCOM 2 did a couple, like, what, 2 or 3 big expansions that you had to pay for. And then they did these, like, themed pack things. And, like, in the history of XCOM 2, like, off the top of my head, I want to say they only did, like, 5, maybe? But it was, like, for $5, you get, like, all this stuff. So they didn't do like individual outfits or nothing like that. So that would be my guess on how they would do the DLC for this. Considering that Marvel approached them and basically said, you know, make us a Marvel XCOM. And they're like, all right, here you go. This is what we're going to do. And I have a feeling like Because to my knowledge, Firaxis has never done a card game before. But card games have become very popular. And I'm guessing that's why they decided to do this. They're like, oh, we see that these are really popular. Let's try and mix that with XCOM. And that's what they did. Yeah, you see so many indie games coming out right now that are trying to copy that formula. Slay the Spire is kind of the one that everybody gravitates towards. But you have other ones that are like, you know, like Monster Train and some other ones that have even come out this year that are like really good. But I don't think we have seen a card-based battle system in a game of this caliber. Like, chat, can you guys think of another game of like this caliber that actually has a card-based combat system? So I'm like sitting here trying to think here real quick. And I'm drawing a blank. Oh, so yeah, JT just linked something from Marvel regarding microtransactions. Actually, I'll just put this up on screen here real quick. So you can see right there it says, hey folks, regarding our battle card system, there are no loot boxes in the game or related microtransactions to get more cards. And that doesn't surprise me. That sounds completely normal. I mean, this is not like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering or something where that's like, those are deck builders. This is not a deck builder. Or maybe, let me back up. I'll use a different term. Collectible card game. You know, again, Hearthstone, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh! Those are collectible card games. This game, Slay the Spire, those games are not collectible card games. They're just card battlers. So, yeah, that's very good. But I would still bet on what I said for how they're going to do like their DLC and stuff. That would be my guess. But yeah, overall, I'm very excited for this to come out in March, I believe it was. Between now and then, we have 1,000 games to play, so. And actually, a little bit of a side note, there's another DC game coming out next year, Gotham Knights, that also looks really, really good. So I'm pretty excited about that one as well. But yeah, this game had been rumored for a very, very long time. Everybody was like, oh, it's going to show up at E3, and it didn't, or it's going to show up here, and then it didn't. And I'm glad that we finally get to see what it is, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. There were so many people out there who were like, what if they literally did Marvel XCOM, like straight up XCOM 2, but just with Marvel characters? And there was a lot of jokes flying around like, can you imagine Wolverine trying to punch some guy? And it's like, all right, Wolverine, you only got a 65% chance to hit with that claw attack. And then he misses and stuff. It's like, that would be kind of weird if you think about it. So this is probably a better way of doing that. Where you can still kind of see the XCOM a little bit, you know, the turn-based combat and whatnot, but you don't have, you have a 99% chance to hit. Captain America throws his shield. He misses. That's XCOM. Yeah, I definitely want to see more info on this custom character. And they said it in this presentation, and they also said it in a previous presentation. That's the first time that this has ever been done. They actually, because usually Marvel is like very hardcore about their characters. So this is the first time that you can actually customize and make your own character. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I want to see what the power set is. it would be really cool if they just like, all right, here's 30 powers. You pick 5 or, you know, whatever. This might be a very bad, like, reference, but if anybody played the last South Park game, where you actually created your own turn-based hero in the South Park game, and you could actually multi-class and choose from, like, a wide array of abilities, that game actually did that extremely well, and hopefully this game does the same thing. Because, yeah, that South Park game was actually really, really good. And I think with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the video right there, everybody. So for those on YouTube, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.